In this video, we're going to show you how to install a rear brake caliper on your Dodge Charger located behind your rear wheels. Using a 22mm socket, loosen and remove the lug nuts. Grab the wheel and remove it, set it aside. On the back side of our caliper here, we have two 15mm bolts. Let's go ahead and loosen these here. Now our slider pin here is rotating, so we're going to use our 18mm wrench to hold that while we remove this bolt. Let's go ahead and do that for the upper. I'm going to slide our caliper off. Go ahead and pivot that up and set that up on top. Remove your brake pads. You might have to use a small pry bar to go ahead and get that moved out. On the back side of our brake caliper bracket, we have two 18mm bolts. We're going to use our socket extension and our breaker bar to loosen these. Hold on to that brake caliper bracket when you remove the last bolt. And remove it and set it aside. Go ahead and grab that brake rotor. I'm going to wiggle that off. And we want to go ahead and clean our hub face. Make sure that there's no raised metal or rust on here. It is imperative that we do that because we want to make sure that our brake rotor fits flush onto the hub face itself. We're going to do so using spray solvent and use our bristle brush to clean up any of that residual rust here. Now ours is pretty clean for the most part. And then while we're here, we're also going to go ahead and clean up our e-brake system in the back. Now is a perfect time to go ahead and inspect all your hardware and your e-brake shoes. Now we're going to go ahead and spray down our hub face with an NEC's compound. If you're using a spray, be sure to protect your e-brake or parking brake setup. You don't want to get this on the shoes. If you're using the brush style, go ahead and apply some. Let's go ahead and install your brake rotor. I'm going to go ahead and throw a lug nut on here just to hold that rotor in place. Line up your caliper bracket. I have to go ahead and get our upper bolt started. Once you have the upper bolt, you can go ahead and release that while you get the other bolt. And then we can switch over to a power tool and zip those right in. We want our new caliper here. You want to go ahead and remove the 10mm banjo bolt. There's going to be two copper washers on here. We're going to be using both of those. So go ahead and set the caliper to the side. And what you want to do is take one of the copper washers and put it on the banjo bolt. When this bolt goes through the brake flex hose, we're then going to install the second copper washer on the other side of it and then thread this into the caliper. Before we remove our brake flex hose, you want to make sure you have a catch can, bucket, or towels underneath as you are going to lose some brake fluid. It's always good to wear safety glasses and gloves when doing this job as well. Zip that off. Remove the bolt with the copper washer. Inspect both sides. You can go ahead and wipe everything down. Make sure that copper washers are removed off of both sides there. If there's any type of debris on here, you definitely want to go ahead and clean that up as well. Want to make sure that our flex hose has a nice smooth surface. Install the banjo bolt with the copper washer through. Place the second copper washer on the other side, and then line that up and thread that in. Make sure you do not cross thread that. Once you have that caught a few threads, you can go ahead and snug that down. Once you have the hose installed, go ahead and spray this down with some solvent. Take off any of that residual brake fluid. Go ahead and rest this back up top. I'm going to take our rear pad, insert the tabs in, push it into place. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process for the outboard pad. Put the tabs in, push that into place, and take our caliper, slide that down and over. I'm going to install the upper bolt, get that started a few threads. I'll go ahead and line at the bottom. And you might have to just swing that caliper back and forth to get that to line up and get that started. All right, let's go ahead and torque down our hardware. Torque down your slider pin bolts to 23 foot-pounds. Torque down your caliper bracket bolts to 81 foot-pounds. Torque down your banjo bolt to 26 foot-pounds. Right here on the back side of the caliper is the bleeder screw. Now I want to go ahead and pop that rubber cap off, and we're going to use a 10mm wrench to go ahead and open up the bleeder screw, turning that counterclockwise. Now what we're going to do is watch for any air bubbles that come out with the brake fluid as it runs through and fills up the caliper. And our goal is to make sure that we have a solid stream of fluid coming out of this bleeder screw before we close this up. And it could take just a couple minutes. Here we go. I'm just going to crack that open just a tiny bit and watch for any air bubbles. Now we do have a catch can or a bucket underneath. You want to make sure you have something like that. As we notice here, the brake fluid itself almost has an amber color to it, and brake fluid in general should be clear. So this is something that we should probably recommend doing a complete brake fluid flush on this vehicle. All right, we have a solid stream of fluid coming out with no air bubbles. So we go ahead and close this down. So once that bottoms out, just give it a little bit more, just snug that down. You want to be sure to go ahead and spray that down with some solvent. Wipe down any residual brake fluid. Close this up. Now on the side of the reservoir right over here, there's going to be a full mark. I'm going to use a clean funnel and use the appropriate brake fluid for this model application. I want to top off that system right to that full mark. Install the cover. Twist it until you feel it snap and lock into place. Install your cover. There's two tabs right here that I'm going to insert underneath here. So put those in at an angle. They'll pop in, and you can lower this down and snap this cover down. Now you can go ahead and close the hood. Now at this point here, you want to go ahead and repeat this process for the passenger side. Don't forget, before you put your wheels on, hop into the vehicle, pump up that brake pedal, make sure you get a good solid brake pedal feel, and then install your wheels and take it for a road test. Go ahead and grab your wheel. Set that into place. I'm going to go ahead and install all of our lug nuts. Thread them all, and then we'll go ahead and snug them down. Torque down your lug nuts to 130 foot-pounds. We're going to do this in a crisscross pattern. With the hood open, you're going to access the master cylinder reservoir right through this cover, lift up, and pull that cover off. With that cover removed, go ahead and use some spray solvent and clean up around the cover itself. This is going to help prevent contamination, dropping anything down inside the reservoir. Once that is clean, go ahead and grab that cap, turn it counterclockwise, remove it, and set it aside. Now at this point here, we're going to go ahead and start the brake bleeding process, and we're going to lose some of that fluid while we're doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean funnel, and I'm going to use the appropriate brake fluid recommended for the vehicle. I'm going to add it to the reservoir. I like to get it as close to the top as possible. Make sure that you have a rag ready to go because you don't want to drip any brake fluid anywhere on that vehicle. Go ahead and reinstall that cover. Now, in starting our brake bleeding process, we're going to start this process at the right rear. Then we're going to move over to the driver's side rear. Then we're going to go ahead and top off our brake fluid reservoir. We're going to move over to the right front and then finish with the left front. Now, with the wheel off, we want to go ahead and access your brake bleeder screw right here on the caliper. There's a rubber cap here on our particular model. I want to go ahead and pop that off. I want to set up our container here. This here is to capture the brake fluid. I'm going to put this on the port right here. Now we have someone inside the vehicle. They're going to assist us in doing this job. They're going to go ahead and pump up that brake pedal about 4 or 5 times and wait for that pedal to firm up. Then we're going to go ahead and open up the bleeder, let out some of the dirty fluid and any air bubbles. Then we're going to go ahead and continue this process for the other wheels. All right, go ahead and pump it up. All right, while they're holding that brake pedal, I'm going to go ahead and use my 10mm wrench. I'm going to crack this open. You can see that brake fluid coming out. I'm going to close that up. Pump it up. We're going to continue this process. We do have some dirty fluid in here. That should be clear fluid. So we're going to continue this until we get some good fluid coming through and make sure there's no air bubbles. Okay, at this point here, our fluid has definitely gotten lighter and we have no air bubbles left here. So go ahead and remove that. Clean this. We're going to give that a quick spray with some solvent. Install our cover. I'm going to go ahead and continue this process over to the driver's side rear. Now at this point, we've just bled the 2 rear brakes and we're going to move up to the right front, but you want to go ahead and top off our fluid before you do that. Remove this cap. You might notice that this cap has the rubber boot popped up. Just push that in. Go ahead and pull that funnel out. Install the cover. On the right front wheel, I'm going to go ahead and pop off this rubber cap. Use our 10mm wrench. We're just going to break that free gently. All right, let's go ahead and pump up the brakes. Go ahead. I'm going to do this a couple more times. Go ahead. Now at this point here, we have no air coming out here into a solid stream of fluid. Let's go ahead and remove our tool here. Give that a quick spray with some solvent. We're now going to go ahead and wrap up with the left front wheel. Now that we've bled all 4 brakes, come on back up. And this will be our final top off of our brake fluid system. Once you're at the full mark, go ahead and pull that funnel out. Install the cover and then put the trim panel back on. Now that we're done bleeding the brakes, you want to go ahead and hop into the vehicle, pump up the brake pedal. Now, for any reason, if that brake pedal should still feel mushy, you want to go ahead and repeat this process a second time. Once that pedal feels solid, go ahead and install your wheels and torque them down to 130 foot-pounds and take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.